Welcome to Lindemann Outdoors. Join Buckshot and Iceman Lindemann as they celebrate God's beautiful creation through fishing, hunting, and outdoor adventures. It's time to fill the freezer and enjoy the great outdoors the way it was meant to be. Welcome back to Lindemann Outdoors. We are today talking about whitetail archery season. That's what we're in. That's what we're doing. You've been hunting a couple times. How's it been going?
Well, the couple times I've been out, I've seen some deer, just not ones I wanted to shoot. Of course, the one night that I decided not to go, that's when the buck I wanted to shoot was right in front of my stand on my trail camera. So you know how that goes. Not fun.
Yep.
Then the night I decided to go, the farmer half mile north of me decided that would be a great night to combine the beans. You know, right at prime time, bow hunting time in the evening. So, of course, nothing came out then. So, but I've definitely seen an uptick in, I'm getting bucks on camera. I've had a few daylight pictures. So, you know, I think it's, we're at the point of the season where things are just going to get better every day. So,
well, it's finally not 90 degrees in the middle of the day.
Yes.
And 75 at night. It's now getting down to, well, up here in North Dakota, it was 35 last night.
Yeah, which is fantastic because that's what we need.
Yep.
Is some cooler temperatures.
Get the deer moving up on their feet.
Yep. They need a little more calories. Looks like, you know, we're looking at a high of 65, 64 on Friday, Saturday. Lows in the 40s.
That's what you want.
It's going to be nice. So that'll be good. You know, we're coming. It's a full moon right now, so we're coming off of that. So that'll help with the daylight movement as well as we get further on past, you know, full moon. I think was on Monday. So
yeah. No, we're having well, as you're watching this, we'll be hunting on our hunting trip. So we're getting 4 days in the woods, and hopefully we can bag 2 bucks. And I want to talk today because I haven't been hunting yet this year. It's just been hot, and we've been busy, and it's just haven't had anything planned yet. And now we finally do. But what is like the biggest, like hardest lesson learned that you've learned while bow hunting? That's like you learned it the hard way. Let's just say that way. And I can tell mine while you're thinking about it.
Sure.
And for me, as you've told me this a lot when I was younger and I never listened, but I started listening when I got a little older. But you have way more time than you think.
When it comes to making your shot.
When it comes to your shot.
Yeah.
When in bow hunting. And that was my biggest problem for the longest time. And I sadly wounded like 3 deer in a row. And we ended up getting one of them, but just rushing shots and taking the first shot that I had that wasn't even a good shot, quartering to or aiming too far back just because they were behind a tree or something, and just trying to get the shot off as quick as possible. And really, like, if they're coming in and they haven't busted you, they're probably not going to bust you. And, you know, so especially if you're already full draw, just like just waiting for that actual shot. And it's happened to me more times than I'm proud of, but just rushing your shot. And that's just the saddest part, is that you have plenty of time. Same thing with turkeys. I mean, they're coming in there, you get all fired up, and you think you got to do it now, but you can, I mean, you don't have forever, but
right.
You have 3-4 seconds to decide.
Or more. And, you know, that seems like in that moment, those seconds feel like minutes, you know, so
you have
to stay calm and aim and, you know, make sure you're getting a good angle on the deer where you're going to shoot it. You know, you got to picture your arrow going through the vitals.
Yeah, that's the hard one too, is just like once you learn the anatomy of a deer, how much easier it is to shoot them.
Yep. Aiming, you know, if they're quartering away, I mean, you're shooting way in the back of the ribs, but you're aiming for that opposite shoulder, and you're just going through everything. So
Yeah.
it just depends on the angle, like you said, and then looking and seeing, you know, up, down, left, right, just picking that, getting that arrow to go through the vitals in a good spot. And, I had a deer that I was too high in the tree, and the deer was close, and I shot low. Um, not thinking of the angle. Same type of deal. Rushed the shot a little bit. Um, so yeah, it happens. It's not any fun when it happens, but it's very preventable. And things, deer try to duck strings and twist and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
you take your time. Try to not shoot at a deer that's alert. Try to make sure they're
Yeah.
calm, and then
That's a big thing I've learned too, is like reading their body language.
pick your moment.
When to draw, when their heads are down facing away from you, or behind a tree, or behind a limb, or
Yeah, if you can
just
see,
anything to.
yeah, if you can see their eyes, they can see you. So
Yeah.
make sure they're looking a different direction and then shoot.
I mean, so what do you, maybe growing up when you were younger, but what was that story where you're like, damn, definitely learned my lesson the hard way?
Well, for myself, I started killing a lot bigger bucks and more bucks when I learned to, like you've seen a lot of my tree stands. I try to hide them in like, I think a lot of people will hang on like a bare tree, and they think, oh, the deer's not going to see you, but they'll pick you off because they look up, so I like to get my tree stands in. I mean, like when you're hunting up north, I love to be in pines. Like you could, they don't
You're a
even,
big pine. You're a big pine guy.
well, like 5 of my biggest bucks have come. I've
You've
shot
all sitting in a pine tree.
shot them out of a pine tree.
Yep.
Something to be said for that is they can't see you, and I think people don't realize that deer will sit back, especially if they're going out to a field edge. They'll sit back, and you can't even see them in the woods, but they're looking out and they're scanning, making sure nothing's out there.
Especially the big bucks.
Yes, and if they see any movement or anything that's not normal from the last 50 times they've been out there, they're either not going to go till after dark, or they're going to just turn around and leave, and you won't even see them.
Yeah. And I think I've hunted in some spots like where I shot that 1 8-pointer in my climber, but the trees were a bunch of poplar trees. But you always have me, when I was growing up, get as high up as I can to get into those branches.
Well, you want to break up your outline, and you want multiple trees around you. That's another thing I like is multiple trees. So you're like they look up there, they can't pick you out.
Well, the best tree stand I ever had was in an oak tree that split, and we set the ladder. There's a ladder stand in between the two oak trees.
Yeah.
And you had cover all around you because there was big oaks behind you, and there was smaller trees underneath you. I mean, I killed more deer out of that stand than I have, since.
Yep. You have to, having a good tree and a good hiding place is essential. I think that was a big difference for me, is learning how to pick trees, and you got to be more concealed than you think you need to be.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. People that don't wear face masks, they don't cover their face.
Or at least paint your face or
something. But you and I have experimented with that. We've been hunting 100 yards or 200 yards apart, and I'm like, hey, can you see me? And you're like, yeah, I can see your face from here. Like there's like the sun.
Yep. What I like to do, because I'm really, very, really, really white, is I like to put the face paint on and then wear the mesh mask like this, even though I got glasses. Because if you wear the mesh one, you can breathe and it won't fog up your glasses. So all they can see is this.
Right.
And if they get that close, they're dead.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. But yeah, no, and especially your hands. That's a big one that people forget about is your hands. Is
Yeah.
that your hands are big, especially if you have big hands, big flashing white. If you try to move and grab your bow, deer can pick that off and wear gloves. And if you don't like, cut your fingertips off the glove. That's what I do. So I just have these
Yeah.
two fingers and my thumb
Uh,
so I can work my release.
I mean, you think about when you're trying to get someone's attention, what do? You know,
Yep.
they pick up on that. So,
Yep.
I mean, that was,
Gloves are
yeah, it's one of the biggest things for me was learning how to conceal yourself in the trees or, ground blinds. We've done, we've talked about this. Ghillie
all
suits.
black.
Like when you think it's brushed in good enough, it's not.
Brush it some more.
Brush it some more. That
We even like brush out, especially ground blinds and ghillie suits when you're building like a little, what we call like the Yoda huts. You only get to shoot
yeah.
out of a hole.
Same
And we've had,
your tree stand. People want to trim like every single branch. It's like no, pick holes to shoot out of.
yeah, pick one or two holes.
Yep. Don't get too greedy with wanting to see everything. You need a hole to see them coming. You need to be able to draw, and you need one to shoot through.
Yeah.
About all you need. Steady.
And people like to trim all the branches. Like, I've seen this in saddle hunting a lot. And I think people are getting busted. That's
Yes.
from watching YouTube videos and stuff of people, is they cut out like a section of the tree so they can go all the way around. I'm like, no, like hide in there.
Yeah.
Best thing you can do is have a branch come right by your hip or right above your head or something.
It's not going to always be perfect. You got to compromise a little. You got to give up
Yeah.
something. That
No,
seems
pine trees are easy to hide in.
yeah, seems to be the difference between being successful and not being able
Well,
to.
that's kind of what happened. I learned that lesson. We learned that lesson the hard way out west with that one stand in the pine tree. We cut a little too much because we wanted to shoot the other direction,
Yep.
and then deer started spotting us if they were on the
Yeah.
one side because
Yeah.
there was nothing behind us, so it looked like you could just see you sitting there.
Yeah. They pick you out right away. So yeah, that was a good example of that. We over trimmed just a little bit too much.
Yeah. No, but concealment is. I think people underlook it. It's kind of weird. Like sometimes you can get away with stuff, and sometimes you can't. And I rather over conceal than under conceal.
Right. In the rut you can get away with more because they're just
They're
juiced
just
out of their minds.
yeah.
You know,
The does will get you.
but the does will get you.
Yeah, but early season you gotta be full stealth mode and fully camoed up. And
Yeah.
I think that you have to have. I'm starting to theorize here that, and it's probably not a theory. It's probably a fact that you gotta have. You probably should have different camos for different scenarios of what you're doing.
Well, it's a fact.
When you're in a tree, you gotta look like a tree. When you're on the ground, you should look like the ground.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of people that hunt out west that wear they'll just wear like a pair of brown Carhartt pants or, because the grass is brown. And
Yeah.
that prairie, out of that prairie camo is kind of a dusty gray, light brown.
Kind of look like just a bunch like a
Yeah,
sand and
but that's what you need. That's what blends in. You know,
I feel like if you're in a tree like mossy oak, bottomland, it looks like tree bark for a reason.
real trees good.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. You got to have camo that blends in. Um, so that's important. There's some
That's
multi.
why I bought a new hunting sweatshirt that's kind of more brown and lighter colors for now the leaves are changing. I don't want to be green. Kind of want to be more brown.
Yep. Be more brown.
No.
I'm I'm excited for this weekend. It
Oh,
is, it's
I'm
the,
just itching to go.
yeah, it is the pheasant opener too, so we got to keep that in mind. So that's either going to help us or,
Yep.
or it might hurt us. But you
Yep.
never know. They'll get the deer moving around. You just never know what'll come walking by you. Um, if you're out there hunting and somebody, you say you're hunting public land, and all of a sudden pheasant hunters come through, don't get too bent out of shape because,
Maybe you wave at them or whistle to make sure they know that you're in that tree.
right, just so you don't get some number sixes coming your way. But let them know, just let them know you're there, and then also, but don't get upset because you never know. They can all of a sudden they go to the other side of that section and they kick up a buck and he decides to head for the tree line you're in, and all of a sudden he'll come. I've shot a ton of deer that way. He'll come trotting by and
Yep.
you can get a shot. So, um,
Yeah, no, I think what I'm seeing a lot on social media and stuff is people are, especially in public land, people are getting very territorial. I mean, if you run into somebody, they have every right to be there as well. But it's
well,
better to talk with them and game plan a little bit like, hey, you're going to go that way? Okay, I'll go that way.
yeah. So a lot of times, well, this all depends.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get into bro code once again.
Yep.
I'm a broficiant in bro code. I'm
A
an honorable.
proficiato,
I am a broficiato. I am the
professor.
honorable professor judge of bro code. If you have a bro code question, please send it to me. I'll be happy to answer for you. I've lived the bro code for many, many moons now. And bro code, when it comes to public land, if you pull up to a piece of public land and there's somebody there already, they get that spot and
Yep.
you should go to the next one. Now, people say, well, what if that's the only spot I have to hunt? Well, you maybe should get there a little earlier. Or, example, like you said, if you both get there at the same time, okay, then it's called, well, where are you going to go? It is polite of a bro to ask another bro, where do you plan on going? Because they may be going to a different area than you. And if they say, well, I was going over here and that happens to be your area, you can say, well, I was planning on going there too. We could flip a coin,
Rock, paper, scissors.
rock, paper, scissors. That'd be the gentleman's way to solve that.
You
But,
could hunt together
right?
if you're friendly.
Yeah. Myself, usually if I get to a place and there's a truck there, I'll go try the next spot. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, I've had nights where I've got there and there's been trucks everywhere, and I'm like, well, shit. So that's just how it goes.
Yep.
But at the same time, I try to get there early. I try to beat the person there. So you other people, when you get there and you see my truck there, you go to the other spot because that is the bro thing to do.
Yep.
Either work together, split up and hunt a piece, or go to another piece that no one's at. There's lots of public land. There's lots of options. Um, you know, don't be disrespectful and don't break the bro code.
Yeah. And it's public land. It's for the
Yep,
public. It's for everybody.
it's for everybody. If you keep
Don't
fighting
ruin someone's
it
hunt.
and you keep creating issues, they'll just take it away from us. They'll sell it or they'll close it down or you don't want any of that. So we have to represent the industry well.
And also
The life,
follow the laws. Follow
yes,
the rules and regulations.
all the rules.
We've come across some great hunters. We've come across some really bad hunters.
There's nothing worse than being in an area that you hiked a mile and a half into and it's no motorized vehicles, and then some bozo comes driving by on his side by side in there.
Yep.
Oh,
When you walk through the sign
right,
and the gate that's like, little fence posts that say don't drive your vehicle in here,
yep.
and they find a way around it and drive your vehicle in there.
Anyway, I. Oof. And then the worst part is, as you're walking out, they drive by you. They don't even offer you a ride out.
Yeah. I mean, at least let me hop on the back.
Yeah, talk about a bunch of Richards. Jeez. You're lucky I, was a law-abiding citizen, or I'd have sent one through their cab. But joking, I'd never do that. But I wanted to, in theory.
Yeah. No, it's especially I mean, I don't want to dog on anybody, but we've been sitting there and we've had people pull up an hour before sunset.
Oh, that's the other thing. You, if
If
you're
you're late, stay
late,
home.
yeah, if you're late, stay home. In the morning, our trucks were at that public spot. We were in there well before they are. Here they come walking in at sunup.
It was like 10 minutes after sunrise, right when the deer start moving.
Yeah,
And they drive up, walk down the hill, and walk right past you.
it's like, what are you doing?
Like if you're gonna like, and we were on like a big piece. Like if they were there early, it would have been like cool. And they ended up, in
Right.
hindsight, if they would have got there on time, they were planning to hunt a different area anyways from us, so it would have been fine. But no, they came in early. They came in late, and just it's ridiculous. And we found people hanging stands overnight, permanent stands where you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, yeah. There's all kinds of stuff. It's people don't follow the rules. That
And
was that was a lovely one there.
I have video that we sent to the DNR, reported them because I have video of this guy. I'm in my saddle. I hiked in there early. We've been sitting there for an hour. All of a sudden, a truck drives, drops a guy off. Again, it's like 2 hours till dark. You should already be in the woods. Guy comes walking on the edge of the field, not like in the middle of the field where you're just all the deer are. Walk in, scares deer as he's coming in, and then he goes and he puts this permanent stand on the outer edge of the field. There's one tree that sticks out like a sore thumb,
Yeah,
and climbs up in his tree and is making noise, and and I had deer coming and they ran away. I'm like,
and we were there. Our vehicles were there first, and
yeah,
but no, there's a type of people. I don't want to pick on anyone, but they seem to live in greater population centers. Let's just say that think it's acceptable to go ahead and crowd people on public land. But it seems to be the people in the rural understand that that's not etiquette.
yeah.
It's like, well, I don't know what your deal is there, buddy, but you need to follow the bro code. Bro code is absolute. It supersedes all laws. It is the universal law. If you violate bro code, bad karma is in your future. Things are going to happen to you, and you won't be able to. You're like, why do these bad things keep happening to me? Well, because you walked in on somebody during prime time when you were late getting to a hunting spot
Yeah.
because you think you're a bow hunter. So
And on the whole bow hunter thing, I really don't want to get all hateful and judgy, but I have been seeing more and more hate on compound bow hunters. I don't know when we became compound bow hunters, but the crossbow community, I don't know what their whole thing is, but they just think they're so high and mighty. And we've
yeah,
been over this crossbow debate, and I'm just gonna say I'm gonna get on my soapbox here. You should only use a crossbow if you cannot physically handle or draw or shoot a compound or recurve bow, or if you're over 65 or handicapped.
well, you said it first the right time. Usually the reason they have for the older people, they have an age limit is because
It's hard
usually,
to draw back your bow,
right, once a lot of people that are 65 can't pull back a bow,
but that's okay.
but that's all right.
You go buy a crossbow if you're
Yeah.
if you're getting a kit, if you had shoulder surgeries and you can't do it, get a crossbow.
And
If
everyone,
you
what's the difference? Well, there's a huge difference. It's the difference is you don't have to draw back a crossbow when the deer is looking at you. It's already drawn back. It's the same as a gun. So therefore, there's less movement. It's easier to shoot them. They're more accurate than a. Well, they can be more accurate. Well, let me put it this way: you don't have to be as skilled to shoot a crossbow. They are
Well, to me, it's the same as a
you-
shotgun hunter or a muzzleloader.
right. Well, exactly. It's actually probably it's probably more accurate than a slug gun, to be honest. Some yes, you can make slug guns that are really accurate. I know, but if you have any archery skill at all or any rifle shooting ability, you can be lights out with a crossbow. Whereas with a bow, you have to draw in at the right time. You have to hold steady. You have to release steady. You have to have good form and follow through and all these things. There's a reason why we get a longer season because it's harder to do.
Yeah.
Crossbows should either have their own season or they should be like you said, Jacob, where it's only people who have a
Need one.
disability that need one.
I've been seeing a lot of people that are like, well, it's more ethical to use a crossbow. And
No,
I say it's more ethical to eat a salad, but I choose not to because the lion does not concern himself with eating a salad. He eats the steak.
they.
I just like
I can't. I haven't seen this yet, but to be
I've
honest,
seen a lot of it.
I just stay off of social media because I feel like
So negative.
some of the intelligence of this group is going downhill. That is on
Like
social
it's
media because they don't know and it's sad because we're losing more and more public land every year unless people are getting an opportunity to learn the right way and hunt and you have people that want to make money selling crossbows that are pushing legislators to make them part of the archery season and they're sacrificing the animals and the tradition for dollars.
yeah. I mean, it's like, and people are like, I've heard the thing was like, well, I'm just a meat hunter. I'm like, okay, then there should be like, if you want to be just a meat hunter, it should be like a doe only crossbow tag.
Well, what does that have to do with anything? Um,
It doesn't. Like, I
no,
just,
shoot what you want during the bow season, and if you want to just go get a rifle tag or shotgun tag and shoot the first thing that comes by if it's legal and put your tag on it and be happy. You know,
yeah, it's just, I don't know. It just seems like if you're gonna hunt, and hunting is it's a very hard thing to do, especially even rifle hunting's hard to do.
it's supposed to be. It should.
And
That's what
I
makes
feel like,
it rewarding.
is it really that like I shot a crossbow. We had a crossbow. We got it for my mom, our mom, and had shoulder issues, so we got her a crossbow. And I was like, during the rifle season, I had already shot a deer with the rifle, and I already had an extra doe tag, and I was like, oh, I'll go try and shoot one with a crossbow. Why not? It's in the rifle season, and I shot at the target, and I put a group like that out to like 60 yards, and I'm like, this is too easy. It's not even fun.
Yeah,
It's not rewarding. It's just it felt the same as a rifle.
yeah.
Actually, I felt like a rifle is more rewarding than a crossbow. It just I
At
don't
least
know.
with the rifle, there's some distance involved, so you have to hold steady to shoot further.
Yeah,
Crossbow within its range, it's pretty lights out. So yeah, I agree. It's
I've been seeing a lot of people like spot and stock and muleys. One of the hardest things to do in the archery world.
with a crossbow.
With a crossbow, they just army crawl like this up to the hill, and the thing's bedding there, and they don't even have to stand up. They don't gotta kneel up. They don't gotta drop back. Just that's it, and then you smoked them. Man, great job stalking. But like, is it really? That's like it's like walking up to a bunny with a shotgun and blasting its head off. It's a little gruesome, but
Yeah, it took a dark twist there, Jacob.
I mean, I'm
No,
not gonna say I'm no saint. I've shot grouse when they're drunk off ripened crab apples out of my backyard in my underwear when I was a kid. But hey,
it's grouse season.
it was grouse season, and I used the 20 gauge.
You know,
Actually, I used the 410.
The trouble is that the whole issue with this is the crossbow people need to just you shouldn't be attacking anyone else. You should be thankful you have a season to use that weapon. It should have its own season. That's my opinion. Or it should be, like you said, if you're not able to draw a actual bow.
Yeah.
So I wish they called it an arrow rifle instead of a crossbow.
Arrow rifle. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. It's really arrow rifle season. I guess I'm going to rename my Browning 300 short mag when my 300 Wisdom. I think I'm going to name that longbow now. So go hunting with my longbow since you guys get to use your crossbow.
Yeah. I think that'd be that'd be interesting. And I'll like to new paragraph and segue this into a more fun thing. I think we should talk about, since we're going like not hardcore hunting camp. We have a bougie setup, in my opinion, compared to what you could.
Well, compared to a tent, but not much more.
No, we're sleeping in a pop-up camper, but as far as pop-up campers go, this one's pretty nice. It's old, but she'll keep you dry.
Hopefully.
And I want to talk about this because I think we have the best setup hunting camp pop-up camper in the nation.
Oh.
So we have the pop-up camper. We got it all set up, and we even we're trying to be bougie and maybe a little soft, but we're sleeping on memory foam pads, and we have really nice sleeping bags. But we have had prime rib in a pop-up camper. We've had all sorts of noodles of ramen and mac and cheese, and we've even put a microwave in there. We got a little portable TV setup that we do as long as we have a little bit of service. We like to watch
Real Tree Monster Bucks.
like volume 1 through 12.
1 through
Gold.
Yeah.
Gold old videos. Those are the best hunting ones ever.
Yep.
And then, we got the Coleman grill. We've had ribeyes, prime rib. We have all sorts of steaks.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring some steak with. I think that sounds good. We're gonna have either Friday or Saturday night. We'll have steaks.
But I just think you can charge your stuff. I just think people don't understand like the opportunities you can have with a pop-up camper. It's light, anything can tow it,
easy to pull,
and it's just I think we'll have to throw up we'll take some pictures or something. We'll put up on the Instagrams and stuff. But our setup is pretty fancy. It's pretty cool.
It is.
So I want to get on this now is, what are your go-to hunting camp necessities? Meals, stuff, cooking stuff. What are some you needs? What are some absolute necessities? What are some, if you can bring it, and what are things you don't think you need? And I got the number one, and that is wet wipes. When you're hunting at hunting camp, you need a bag of wet wipes. Not only are they good for your booty, they're great for taking off face paint, washing up when you're processing a deer, so you don't waste a lot of water because you got to bring water in.
Yep.
But wet wipes is my number one.
Wow, that's a good one.
What do you think is an absolute hunting camp necessity? For not like you're not at the cabin, you're kind of roughing it a little bit.
If you can, if you're able, bring a couple camp chairs. There's a couple things that we bring that don't take up much room, and they easily slide in the back of a truck or the camper. Go buy those 8-foot folding tables or 6-foot folding tables that fold up into a little square.
Yep.
That expand out. That's a must-have. You can set that up. A couple camp chairs. You got to have some charcoal lighting fluid for the campfire.
Lighter fluid.
Cooking kit. just kind of like you said, there's some good camp meals. It's bring it. Like we are able to bring this little microwave with. A small generator is a plus as well. So you got to have one of those. Um, yeah, it's just these little creature comforts. The more you can bring, the better it'll be. And then like Jake said, try to have a couple good meals. I mean, we've had can cooker meals, on
Oh
fishing
yeah,
trips. We've cooked steak, we've done fish fries, we've done uh,
burgers.
burgers. You got to eat good when you're out there. So
No, you don't got to eat those dehydrated meals all the time unless you have to.
no, and like where we're going, we're able to drive to our campsite, so that's going to make a big difference.
Yep.
So I'm excited about that. Uh, it's going to be roughing it still. There's no electricity, so either you got to bring a little generator or you got to run on your batteries. Got to have a headlamp, like you said. Some
Mm.
Crocs. You need good camp shoes.
You eat the Crocs with the fur.
Those, yeah,
The Croc with the fur is
for
one of the best inventions for a hunting camp, ice fishing camp
yep,
shoe there ever has been.
yep. So I mean, those are must-haves. I mean, it's a yeah. You just try to make it like you said. We bring those. You go buy those memory foam mattresses because those ones that come with the camper are a little hard. So you
Yeah, they're
sleep
not
good.
perfect.
No, um, no, it's a lot of fun. So
No one. I was trying to think like what are some things. I'll tell this one story. So when we usually do like a longer hunting trip every year, and uh, during my dad's kind of job is when we get back from the hunt. He always makes a good pancake breakfast. That's usually if after a long morning hunt,
mhm.
and for I don't know, sadly longer than I'd like to admit, he would have this little jug of pancake mix, and he would pour a little milk in there or water, and he'd shake it up, and he'd pour some pancakes. And what I didn't know was he had bought like 7 of these, so he could keep making pancakes. Well, they bought it's the exact same thing. So I thought, I'm like
Shake
every morning, I'm like,
cakes.
how many pancakes can you make out of this little bottle? I was like, is it like one of those little sourdough things where you add a little bit more water and it just
Oh,
keeps making pancakes? Because for 4 days we had 3 pancakes each every morning, and I'm like, you just kept shaking the same thing.
like, how many are in that thing? I don't know. Usually it's about 4 or 5.
It's like what? It was like-
Yeah,
but
that's
no, little pancake shaking pour. It's like this big.
yep.
That's a good one. I think the best thing you gotta have some sort of snacking material, and not like chips
Mhm.
or something. You usually like we like to do is we like to make our own trail mix, and it's a ratio of 60% peanut M&Ms. And
Are you bringing that or
I'll bring them. I'll bring the trail mix this year.
there you go.
Do 60% peanut M&Ms, about 30%, peanuts and mixed nuts, and then maybe like 5 or 10% the raisins. That's the best ratio of trail mix. No one can deny it. It's the best ratio. And also in the stand, the peanut butter Ritz crackers, you get like 6 in a pack.
Yep.
The greatest hunting snack in my opinion. Even better than a little Debbie.
hmm hmm Welch's fruit snacks will help you pass the time as well.
You're a big fruit snack guy.
hmm
I'm not as much of a fruit snacker.
Those are good.
I'm more of a Ritz. But no, I'm excited for this hunting trip. We got some good bucks on camera. I'm excited to see if we both. I hope we both get one. But we're doing 2 different broadheads. You're shooting the Omegas with the bleeders, and I wanted to try the Muzzy MX3, and we kind of want to compare them because Muzzy's been the fixed blade broadhead for years and years and years and years, and these Omega ones from VP are kind of new, and I think they look pretty badass, if I might say so myself. So I'm excited to see you shoot a deer and see what kind of carnage they can create.
Absolutely.
And I hope I can shoot a deer with a Muzzy, and then we can compare, and then we can decide. We'll have a debate after this of the best fixed broadhead in America.
There it is.
But no, I think we're ready to go for the season.
The VPs are definitely tougher than the Muzzy.
Oh, I was screwing mine on last night. I'm like, yeah, these. I mean, I might break a rib or two, but
they look pretty thin compared to a VP.
Oh my gosh, VP! It's like doesn't matter what angle.
No,
send it.
It's
like they told us, shoot the shoulder.
Yep.
It's an impressive looking broadhead. I'm excited to see the.
Yeah, we just need a buck to step out in front of us in daylight. That's all we need.
Yep. That's all I need. Well, folks, thanks for watching. Hopefully next time we're telling a story about how we shot nice monster North Dakota bucks.
Yeah, and for all you people out there that listen that think that you'd like to hunt North Dakota, sorry, there's no tags available.
There's no deer here. We're trying to hunt the last two in existence.
Yeah. Don't even bother going.
Don't even bother with the Dakotas.
Yeah.
They're pretty limited.
I would have Minnesota. That's where it's at.
Yeah. Minnesota, Wisconsin. Have at her.
Wisconsin. I don't know why more people don't go there. They got more Boone and Crockett entries than just about anywhere. So Wisconsin, that's where it's at. Everybody should head to Wisconsin.
Stay out of Nebraska, Kansas, the Dakotas. It's kind of empty there. You don't need to go there.
Nope.
Well, folks, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. We're very close to 100 subscribers. I don't know if people remember we talking about this, but I'm going to make a short out of this. So at 100 subscribers, we're doing an ultimate walleye little tackle box of all our secret lures we're giving away. At 100 subscribers, we're going to randomly pick one. We're at 96, 97. So if you see this, you might as well go subscribe, and you might be winning a good walleye lure package.
And then in 98,000, we want to get to 100,000 subscribers. So then we only have
99,900
left to go. So
then we'll give away something crazy.
Yeah, get to 100,000 subscribers, we'll give away a Polaris 6x6.
We won't say what year, but have a good one. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.